What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we are back for another day of MMA bets, guys. This is another MMA event we're going to be doing. This is UFC 318, a card in Louisiana that's going to be a banger of a card. Dustin Poirier's last dance, and a lot of people have been saying this is not going to be a good card. A lot of people are saying it's kind of underwhelming. I think this is a banger. I think there's so many good fights. I feel like a lot of the casuals that don't really watch MMA as much and don't know a lot of these fighters are kind of saying it's not a banger of a card, but I believe it's a banger card. I think we're going to get a lot of really good fights. And so let's get right into this UFC 318, guys. If you guys are here for the first time, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page. Don't miss out on anything we have coming forward. I dropped PFL Africa. Yesterday I went live and did a betting breakdown for this card to say exactly what my best bets will be. But this one I will be telling you guys my picks, and in the description of the video I will let you guys know exactly what bets I am taking. So if you guys want to tell me, if you guys want to fade me, let me know. Comment on the video, guys. Leave a comment. Let me guys know if you guys agree or disagree with any of the picks. And alright, guys. First fight of the night is going to be in the women's flyweight division. Judice taking on Nicole Caliari. And this one, guys, I'm taking Caliari, honestly. I think this fight's too close. I think the odds are way off. I think Caliari's over at plus 225, plus 250. And I honestly do believe she has a good chance of winning this fight. This is like grappler versus striker. And I think Caliari is eventually going to get this fight to the floor and hold some top control in Judice. Don't get me wrong, it's probably not one you want to put too much of an investment in. I think this fight is going to be close to where Judice will have the striking numbers. She will land some shots at this fight standing, but I just believe Nicole Caliari is going to get this fight to the floor in a close fight. So give me the underdog in this one. Not too much of an investment because I don't have like the most confidence in Caliari, but I just think the odds are way off, and I think that plus 200 is a good shot to take. So for the first fight of the night, give me Nicole. Next fight, guys, the biggest favorite on the card, Bruno Ferreira taking on Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh is making his debut in the UFC, and Bruno Ferreira is just a powerhouse that you guys have seen. But honestly, guys, this one, I think the odds are way off as well. It's another one I'm not going to put too much of an investment in, but I'm taking that plus 400 underdog in Jackson McVeigh. I think McVeigh has the size. I think he has the reach. I think if Bruno Ferreira doesn't get this fight out in the first round, I think he has a chance of gassing out. And I think a lot of people do believe Bruno Ferreira is going to win this fight by knockout in the first round. I'm one of the people that believe Jackson McVeigh can honestly win this fight by knockout or submission. I think he could probably go and end up finishing this fight probably in that second round if he gets out of the first round. But it's going to be a banger of a fight, honestly. Jackson McVeigh is tall, about 6'4" for the weight class, fighting someone that's 5'9", 5'10", so he's going to have the height, he's going to have the reach. Jackson McVeigh hits really hard, and he has good grappling skills overall. He hasn't fought the best competition, but in the LFA, he's dominating these guys. He's finishing them all in the first round. He looks like a really good prospect, and this is a big, tough fight for him for his UFC debut. The other two fights against Calvin Ewer and Cedric Dumas were honestly fights I was going to bet him, and I thought they were a lot easier fights, but now I'm getting that plus 400 ticket on him. I do believe he has a chance to win this fight. Not too much of an investment because I want to say that he hasn't fought the best competition. I can see why people are taking Bruno Ferreira, but I just think the odds are way off. Maybe Bruno Ferreira goes out there and gets the first round finish, but I'm just taking a shot, guys. I'm taking the dog shot. I'm taking Jackson McVeigh at that plus 400. Next fight, guys, Ryan Spann taking on Lucas Brzezinski. And guys, this one I am taking Ryan Spann. I think Ryan Spann is eventually going to crack that chin and get the knockout. Lucas Brzezinski hasn't fought anybody like really that's like a big win for him. Hasn't had the best skills at all. He's lost a lot of his UFC fights. The only fight he's actually won was against Walter Walker, and that was Walter Walker's debut, or Walter didn't have the best cardio. Walter wasn't in shape, and now Walter Walker, if he fought him now, I believe Walter Walker probably finishes him because he's just in a lot better shape. He just caught him at the right time. And now Ryan Spann, I think Ryan Spann is going to come out here and either take him down, land some ground and pound, or end up just cracking that chin really hard. Superman Spann hits very hard, and Lucas doesn't move his head very well. And I think this is going to be a knockout victory for Ryan Spann, either on the feet or a ground and pound victory. So for this one, give me Ryan Spann. Next one, guys, Jimmy Crute taking on Marcin Prachnio. And guys, I'm taking Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute, this is a do or die for him. He had 2 draws in a row, which I honestly thought he might have won both of those fights that were draws. But still, he's back in the UFC. He tends to have that hunger again, where the one thing about Jimmy Crute, it just matters which Jimmy Crute shows up. He wants to win, and he's there. We're going to get the best value of him. And if he just doesn't have the mental aspect down, we're going to see a really bad Jimmy Crute. But I do believe this is a fight that's tailor-made for him. I think Marcin Prachnio is not going to be able to stop the takedowns. I think Jimmy Crute's going to come in there and probably get a submission victory. I think the grappling is just way at an advantage of Jimmy Crute and the wrestling. So I think Jimmy Crute comes in here, gets this fight to the floor, and ends up winning this fight by submission. So give me All right, next fight, guys. Adam Fujic taking on Islam Dulatov, one of my confident plays of the day. Islam Dulatov is the pick, guys. I'm probably going to end up putting him in my most confident parlay. I'm probably going to be taking him also by knockout. I think Dulatov is just going to knock this guy out in the first round. Dulatov explodes on people in that first round. He has really good striking. He hits very hard. And Adam Fujic, I just don't believe he's going to be able to take the shots. I just think the skill levels are just on Islam Dulatov. Islam Dulatov has good takedowns, so this is going to end up on the feet because Fuji's not going to be able to take him down. And I just think Islam Dulatov is just going to pick him apart and end up knocking him out with a hard shot. So for this fight, guys, one of my confident picks, give me Islam. All right, next fight, guys. Ateba Gutierrez taking on Robert Valentin. And this one is another one of my confident picks. I'm taking Ateba Gutierrez. I told you guys last time when he made his UFC debut, this guy was kind of like the middleweight Francis Ngannou. This guy hits very hard. He's probably one of the hardest hitting middleweights I've seen in a while. He's athletic. He's a very good prospect that's getting better and better. He hasn't been doing MMA for that long, and he just seems like he's already a raw prospect that's going to be very good in the future. I think this guy could honestly be a top 10, top 5 fighter. He's got to get through this one. I do believe he's going to do it. I think he's going to be able to stop Valentin's takedowns. I don't think any of that dynamic striking for Valentin is going to land. I think Ateba is just going to overpower the guy and end up knocking him out, probably with a crazy knockout. And I think it's going to be Ateba Gutierrez by murder. So for this one, guys, give me Ateba Gutierrez. Next fight, guys, Francisco Prado taking on Nikolay Vernatenikov. And this one, guys, I'm taking Vernatenikov. I believe this is a better fight for Vernatenikov than the Austin Vanderford fight. And I'm surprised Vernatenikov is actually still in the UFC. I thought he would be dropped from the shit he pulled in that Austin Vanderford fight after the fight when he went over there and ran across the ring after the fight was over and pushed him. But, guys, I think Nikolay, this is a tailor-made matchup for him. I think it's a lot easier matchup. This is going to be a striking battle. Both these guys are not going to be able to take him down. I think Nikolay's overall the more technical striker. Prado has probably the more power, but I think Nikolay is going to be able to stay on the outside and pick him apart with the striking. And I just think Nikolay, in my opinion, is just a better overall fighter just than Francisco Prado. This is going to be a very close fight, but I'm taking the underdog. I'm taking that plus money. So give me Nikolay Vernatenikov. I think he probably does it by. All right, next fight, guys, Marvin Vettori taking on Brandon Allen. And, guys, I'm taking the dog shot again on this one. I'm taking Marvin Vettori. Brandon Allen just seems like he's been gassing out recently after the first round. He probably will come in there and have a good first round against Marvin Vettori, but it just seems like Brandon Allen hasn't been lasting that second and third, and he's not going to be able to knock out Marvin. And I think Marvin's takedown defense is going to be good enough to stop the takedowns. I think Marvin has he has like a cylinder block head. Like, this man is durable. He takes all the shots, and I believe he has the cardio as well. And I think even if he loses that first round, Marvin's going to come back in that second and third. I think this is going to be a way closer fight than that price tag gives you. I understand Brandon Allen is from Louisiana, and a lot of people are betting him because he's kind of in his home state. But still, I just think Marvin, to me, is just a better overall fighter. I think Marvin's going to end up having the more cardio and probably pull away in the later rounds. So for this fight, guys, probably another close fight, but I'm taking the underdog. Give me Marvin Vettori. Next one, guys, Kyler Phillips taking on Vinicius Oliveira. And, guys, I'm taking Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius has proven to me that he has the 3-round cardio. He has dynamic striking. This guy's legit and good takedown defense. Kyler Phillips doesn't have the cardio to last all 3 rounds. Kyler Phillips is the guy that comes out there and explodes in the first round, tries to get you out of there, tries to take you down, tries to land some strikes. But I think Vinicius is all-around better striker than him. I think if this is a stand-up battle, Vinicius is going to pick him apart and probably end up getting that knockout. And I honestly don't believe Kyler Phillips is going to be able to take him down. I've seen in that Ricky Simon fight where Vinicius stopped mostly all of Ricky Simon's takedowns. And then in that third round, we've seen that Vinicius had the cardio and the knockout power in that third round to land a crazy flying knee to knock out Ricky Simon. And I kind of almost see the same exact thing happening. I think Kyler Phillips is going to come out exploding in that first round, probably a close first round, but the Vinicius is going to win that second and third. And I do believe Vinicius is probably going to get that knockout in that third round. So for this fight, guys, I think Vinicius is a good shot. So give me Vinicius Oliveira. I think he does it by knockout in those later. All right, guys, next fight, Michael Johnson taking on Daniel Zellhuber. And this one is another one of my confident plays, guys. Probably another guy I'm going to be parlaying. Daniel Zellhuber, I think he's going to probably pick apart Michael Johnson. I don't think he's going to be able to knock out Michael Johnson, but I do believe he's just going to be the better overall dynamic striker. If this fight was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I would probably be on the Michael Johnson side. I think Michael Johnson just lost a lot of the athleticism and speed. Now, I think Daniel Zellhuber, this fight's going to be a perfect matchup for him. I think he can take Michael Johnson down. I think he can land some harsh strikes on Michael Johnson. He might be able to knock him out, like I said, but I honestly don't believe it's going to happen. I think Daniel Zellhuber is just going to take him all 3 rounds, probably land some hard shots and win on the scorecards and probably get a decision victory. So for this one, guys, give me Daniel Zellhuber. All right, guys, next fight, Dan Ige taking on Patricio Pitbull. And this one, guys, I'm taking Pitbull. I think he's going to come in here and have a really good matchup than his first one. The first fight against Yair Rodriguez was just a really hard fight for him overall. I took Yair in that fight. I thought the stylistic matchup wasn't good for Pitbull, and I thought Yair was a really good play for that night. Now he's taking, honestly, a big step down in competition. And from Yair to Dan Ige, I feel like that's a big step down. I think Patricio's going to come in here, probably land some hard shots, get this fight down to the floor, and make this a barn burner of a fight. I think it's going to be very close, probably a very close fight. It might even be a split decision, but I just do believe Pitbull's going to come out on top on this one. I think he's got an easier fight this time. I just don't see Patricio Pitbull losing 2 fights in a row. I know it's the UFC now, but this guy has all the skills, and he might have came to the UFC a little too late, but I feel like Dan Ige is a good matchup for him. So for this fight, guys, give me Patricio Pitbull. All right, next fight, another one of my confident plays, guys. Kevin Holland taking on Daniel Rodriguez and D-Rod. And, guys, I'm taking Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland is going to come in here and honestly win this fight everywhere. I think Kevin's a better striker. I think Kevin has overall the better cardio. I think Kevin Holland's a way better grappler. Like, the grappling levels are just a big difference. And I think Kevin Holland has a good chance of probably finishing this fight. I think he's probably going to do it by sub, in my opinion. I just think, if you had to say my prediction, I think Kevin Holland gets the Darce choke in this one. We've seen Daniel Rodriguez put his head down in the area where Kevin Holland can probably got hold of that Darce. Neil Magny got the Darce choke on Rodriguez, and now Kevin Holland. And I just see Kevin Holland probably landing a strike that hurts D-Rod. D-Rod maybe shooting a takedown or leaving his head ducking down too much, and Kevin Holland grabs a hold of that neck and gets that Darce choke. So for this fight, guys, one of my confident plays, give me Kevin Holland. I think he wins this fight, and I think he does it by submission. Next fight, guys, the co-main event, Paulo Costa taking on Roman Kopylov, and I'm taking Roman Kopylov, guys. I think Kopylov just the overall better technical striker. I think Paulo Costa has the power advantage, most likely, because he's just such a big guy, but still, we haven't seen Paulo Costa really knock anybody out, and he fought against Luke Rockhold, and Luke Rockhold was able to take his shots, so I don't think, I think the power of Paulo Costa is kind of overhyped in my opinion. And I think Roman Kopylov is just going to pick this guy apart. We've seen Paulo Costa, he hasn't won a fight since 2019 against anybody that's actually worthy in the UFC. He beat Yoel Romero, that was like 40. He beat Luke Rockhold, that was like 40. And that was his last 2 wins. He's only 2 wins since 2019. And now he's fighting a guy in Roman Kopylov where Roman's legit. Roman has one of these dynamic striking. He has been working on his takedown defense and working on his wrestling. He's been in Dagestan recently and working on it. I don't believe Paulo Costa is going to be able to take his fight to the floor. I think this is going to be a striking battle, and Roman's just going to pick him apart. And another thing I just seen that though at the press conference, Paulo Costa did not look good. He was very shaky, and he just looked like the weight cut was getting to him really bad. I told somebody that I didn't know if he was going to even make it to the fight. He made weight, but I just didn't know if he was going to be able to make it to the fight. It seemed like his body was almost like damn near shutting down on him. He looked very shaky, and I just think this is a good fight for Roman Kopylov now as well, for with that being taken into consideration. I think Roman's probably going to get this done by decision. I don't think Paulo Costa is going to get knocked out. He seemed to be very durable. Besides the Israel Adesanya fight, we've seen Paulo Costa take some hard shots and be able to keep moving forward. But this one, guys, I'm taking Roman Kopylov. I think he probably does it by decision. All right, now for the main event of the night, guys. The BMF title is on the line. The reason why this card is even here, Max Holloway taking on Dustin Poirier. And this one, guys, it's going to be a very close fight. Part of me doesn't, I have to bet this fight, honestly, because it's Dustin's last fight. But part of me is like, man, I just want to sit back as a fan and watch it. But, guys, I'm going to be taking Dustin Poirier. He's the underdog, and I don't honestly see why. I think Max Holloway probably is going to have the numbers and the strike numbers, but I think Dustin is just going to end up having the power shots. It's going to end up winning over the judges. Dustin's already up 2-0 on Max Holloway, and Max is coming off a knockout loss to Ilia Topuria, so we don't know if that chin's going to hold up. I believe that chin's going to hold up, and I think this fight's going to go to decision. You might want to take the overs on this one, maybe parlay an over on this one, or maybe even take the over, just straight up play with the fight to go to decision. But I'm taking Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier probably gets this fight done by decision. I think Dustin is going to end up using his boxing skills. The only people we've seen against Max Holloway that ends up winning the fights against him are these technical strikers: Volkanovski, Ilia Topuria, Dustin Poirier. These guys that actually have really good boxing, they're very technical, are the ones that Max Holloway ends up having trouble with. And like I said, I think Max might have the numbers, but Poirier's going to have those harder shots that are probably going to win over the judges, in my opinion. So I'm taking Dustin Poirier in his last fight to come out here and be the BMF champion and walk out in a storyline career of Dustin Poirier where we've all been big fans. So give me the diamond. I think he comes in here and shines in this event for the main event. And alright guys, that is it for today's video. Like the video, subscribe to the page, come back every single day guys, and let's cash out for the UFC 318.